Here's an emotionally rich, engaging story, with a powerful hook, well-paced plot, relatable characters, meaningful conflicts and a hopeful, touching resolution, that could run about 15 minutes when told in a YouTube-style narration. The Forgotten Letter. It started on a rainy Tuesday, when fate decided to press play on a chapter no one saw coming. Marina stood under the cold lamppost outside the little cafe, clutching a single white rose. Her fingers trembled, not from the chill, but from memories she thought she'd buried forever. It had been 5 years since she lost her younger brother, Adam. She still visited his grave every month, bringing the same white rose he once loved, the same words she whispered as if he could hear them, "I miss you, little brother." That night, Marina opened the mailbox to find an envelope she had never seen before, dusty, edges frayed, addressed in her brother's handwriting. Her heart thundered. She recognized the looping script immediately. With trembling hands, she slid it open. Inside was a letter, dated 1 week before Adam's death. In it, he poured out a secret. He had discovered that their childhood friend, Lena, was living in hardship, working at a small orphanage to support a group of abandoned children. He wrote how he secretly gave Lena his savings, asked her to use it for the orphans, and begged Marina to trust him. Then, in the letter's final lines, "Promise me, Marin, that after I'm gone, you'll take care of them. You're the one who can." Tears blurred her vision. She had never known. She had never taken care of them. That revelation changed everything. The next morning she hopped on a bus to the orphanage, an old building with peeling paint and bars on some windows. Inside, she met Lena, mid-30s, kind but weary eyes, carrying a small boy on her hip and gently calming another crying girl. Around them were 5 children, ragged, cold, hungry. They looked at Marina with curious, hopeful faces. For a while, Marina stood frozen in the doorway, the letter heavy in her coat pocket. Her grief, guilt, confusion, all collided in silence. The children, innocent and trusting, waited. Lena gave Marina a cautious smile. "You must be Marina," she said softly. Marina swallowed hard. She felt several truths at once: sorrow for her brother, anger at the secret he'd kept, and an overwhelming urge to do right by him. She knelt and held the letter close. "I'm here now," she whispered. And so began her journey. Balancing a high-pressure corporate job by day, and nights spent at the orphanage, repairing broken windows, scrubbing floors, cooking meals, buying school supplies with her own money. Some nights she cried in the empty dining hall, overwhelmed by the weight of it all: loss, responsibility, exhaustion. The first challenge: trust. The children didn't know her. When she first tried to hug the small boy, who barely spoke, he recoiled. Mary, a shy 9-year-old girl, watched with wide eyes. Lena had warned. "They've lost adults before. They are scared." Marina felt rejected, fragile. But she remembered Adam's words. She stayed silent, simply sat beside them, shared bread and warm milk, let them see her there. Slowly, as the days turned into weeks, change happened. The boy began asking her questions. Mary offered her a crumb of cake. She painted their walls pastel yellow. She patched their torn blankets. She baked cookies. Then came the toughest test: bureaucracy and funding. The orphanage was overdue on rent. The landlord threatened eviction. Supplies were nearly gone. Lena's pleas to old donors had failed. Marina realized helping meant more than kindness, it meant action. She reached into her business network. She hosted a small charity event at her company, shared Adam's story, read the letter aloud, and asked colleagues to donate. Few gave. Some laughed. Some turned away. It was humiliating. Yet she persisted. On sleepless nights she prepared a proposal, convincing one compassionate benefactor to sponsor the children. At one point she considered giving up, returning to her old life, burying the pain and the letter forever. But every time she looked at the children, Mary's hopeful face, the boy's shy smile, she remembered Adam's last wish. Slowly funds came in. The orphanage's doors stayed open. The landlord dropped his threats. The peeling walls got a fresh coat of paint. The children got decent meals, clean clothes, school books, and something they had forgotten: safety. One rainy afternoon, just like the night she found the letter, Marina sat with the children, reading aloud from a children's book. The small boy giggled at her silly voices. Mary leaned on her shoulder, her eyes soft. Lena watched from the doorway, gratitude shining in her tired eyes. Marina closed the book and cleared her throat. I want you all to know something, she began softly. Your lives matter. Every one of you. My brother believed that, and I believe it, too. The children clapped. The small boy ran over and gave her a sloppy hug. Warmth filled Marina's chest, pain and healing intertwined. In her final scene, Marina drove to the cemetery at dusk. She placed the same white rose on Adam's grave. She stood there quietly, closing her eyes, whispering, I kept your promise. They are safe now. She walked away, shoulders straighter, heart lighter, not because the grief was gone, but because she had transformed it into something beautiful. She had turned loss into hope. Why this works and why it fits a 15-minute video format. The story begins with a hook, the mysterious letter and the reveal that sets the rest in motion. That grabs attention immediately. The central conflict is emotional grief, guilt, loss and practical orphanage in crisis, children needing care giving depth and stakes. The characters Marina, Lena, the children are flawed, relatable, sympathetic. We see Marina's grief, hesitation, guilt and eventual transformation. That arc keeps viewers emotionally invested. The pacing, from the hook right pointing arrow discovery right pointing arrow internal conflict right pointing arrow first attempt right pointing arrow struggle right pointing arrow crisis eviction funding right pointing arrow low point right pointing arrow resolution right pointing arrow payoff. This shape matches classic narrative structure, ideal for storytelling videos. The final message, hope, compassion, redemption, leaves viewers with a warm, inspiring feeling. Redemption through action, caring for those who need it, honoring loved ones by helping others. If you like, I can expand this story, add more dialogue scenes, dramatic tension peaks, and turn it into a full 10 to 15 minute YouTube script with timestamps, voiceover cues ready for you to copy. Do you want me to build that for you now?